On the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. We are majorly at war with Antifa right now, and this is, I believe, twofold. Yes, one, we want the optics of peace being brought to cities, definitely. But the other side of this, undoubtedly, is what happens to the left, the progressive left especially, when they're told to behave. They freak out. It's a triggering effect. It's intentional. So the expectation is that this will cause we've been trying to get the riots to start, not the other way around. They've been trying to get us to riot. We've been trying to get them to riot. That's the truth. I don't know if you see that. We'll be far more successful than they will, but they have made a good go at it. So careful in that regard. Also, I want to give just I don't know, maybe it's just me, okay? Maybe it's just me right now, but I am feeling like, man, I could use a day off kind of feeling. I don't know how else to describe it without getting too, I don't want to be negative and I don't want to affirm anything. You know what I mean? But like, it's like weird. It's kind of hit me over the past couple days. And it's not that I'm scared. It's not that I'm worried. It's just that it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And so be careful, guys. Just know thyself. If you are getting to a place where you're feeling a little worn out, run down, whatever, just give yourself some extra love. Give yourself a day off. Give yourself a place where you can maybe do something special that you don't normally do for yourself. Like, just remember, you matter in this, right? It can't always be constant work, constant. You've got to have some balance in there, or you are going to go what we call in the business batshit crazy. I mean, it's basically what's going to happen. Donald Trump truthed this out, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I wanted to start someplace just sort of fresh and fun. He said, I haven't been asked by many people about the life, or I have been, asked about, let's try that again. I have been asked by many people about the life and times of Amelia Earhart. Such an interesting story, and would I consider declassifying or releasing anything about her, in particular, her last fatal flight? She was an aviation pioneer, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, and achieved many other aviation firsts. She disappeared in the South Pacific while trying to become the first woman to fly around the world. Amelia made it almost 3/4 of the way around the world before she suddenly and without notice vanished, never to be seen again. Her disappearance almost 90 years ago has captivated millions. I'm ordering my administration to declassify and release all government records related to Amelia Earhart, her final trip, and everything else about her. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, what I find interesting about this is the fact that if Donald Trump is releasing anything about her, at least maybe I'm just going to throw this out to you guys. I'm going to posit this to you guys, because these are the two big stories that I've heard in regards to her. One, she ended up on a place where the coconut crabs existed, and they basically ate her to death. Possible. It's truly possible. Those coconut crabs are outrageous, and there's so damn many of them, and they will literally smash your bones. They're brutal. It's nasty. It's disgusting. Or she was captured by, as an enemy of state. They thought she was a spy, when in reality, there was an emergency landing. Maybe she needed to make up. There's some stories around her potentially ending up a prisoner of war. If there's intelligence around it, it would make me think that she ended up a prisoner of war, because if she was eaten by coconut crabs, I would really feel like the intelligence that we've got to declassify, because the coconut crabs are obviously the major secret thing that nobody knows about. So maybe she got taken over by landed someplace she had to, and unfortunately didn't work out well for her. And that I think kind of makes sense. But what happened to her, and if they killed her or something, who knows? Interesting legal term from the Black's Law Dictionary, the word mandate. And it's not just what you go on when you're dating a fella, but also mandate 16C, Roman and civil law, a written command given by a principal to an agent, specific, a commission or contract by which one person, the mandator, requests someone, the mandatoree, to perform some service gratuitously, the commission becoming effective when the mandatoree agrees. So, it is only mandatory if you agree to it. Mandates are not laws. They're tricking you with words and or a way to try to, just get the tip in. Sometimes a mandate's a way we'll go about that. I'm just saying. But yes, no. If you agree to their mandate, then you're agreeing to their rule. And if you agree to their rule, then, well, the mandate's now legal. The tricks. We must take control of ourselves, take control of our thoughts. It's important. Elon Musk posted this, and I thought it was pretty funny. He was shaming Sky News, because Sky News says Elon Musk and Prince Andrew are named in the latest Epstein files, which I think is kind of funny, because Elon Musk had his moment where he was saying that Trump was in the files. It's kind of funny when it falls back on you a little bit there. Boomerang, huh? A little bit of that stank gets on you. Needless to say, Elon Musk said shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island, and I refused. Yet they named me even before Prince Andrew, who did visit. I think you called Trump out, though, kind of on it. Musk, and again, I'm glad you guys are getting along. I think that's fantabulous. Will Wilson, the co-founder of Antithesis, an AI contractor from Palantir, says it's very possible. I'm not going to play 4 minutes to get to this quote. This quote's really what matters. It's very possible that we're entering a world where very soon any kind of cognitive labor, any kind of reason, any kind of thought, it'll be a thing weirdos do. This is the direction they're going. Idiocracy. If you have not seen the movie Idiocracy, watch it. It's actually even worth owning, to be honest. It's Owen Wilson or whatever his name is, the brother. Not like it's an Academy Award-winning film or something stupid like that, because that would make it sucky. I'd have to cry a bunch. That's the only way that they ever win Academies is you got to cry a bunch. It's stupid. This is just scary is what this is. And it's not in like a horror way, but if you've not seen the movie, Idiocracy is like in the future, this dude gets frozen, wakes up, and he's literally like masterclass above anyone else as far as intelligence, and he's not a smart dude. He was an idiot in his day, frozen for, 200 years or something crazy like that. Wakes back up. He's a friggin' genius. It's beyond words, and it's so scary how close to that we are. So this post is right in the ballpark, in my opinion. Donald Trump truthed out a couple of ways. Truthed out a few things. A lot. All right, that's closer to the truth. A couple of these are relevant at the moment. Donald Trump truthed this. Corrupt and totally Trump deranged Lisa Monaco, a purported pawn of legal lightweight Andrew Weissman, was a senior national security aide under Barack Hussein Obama and a lawfare and weaponization-obsessed deputy attorney general under crooked Joe Biden, and Lisa's puppet boss, Attorney General Merrick Garland, who are all the architects of the worst ever deep state conspiracies against our country: Russia, the January 6th hoax, the illegal raid on Mar-a-Lago, the Biden auto pen scandal, the documents witch hunt, and more. Monaco has been shockingly hired as the president of global affairs from Microsoft, in a very senior role with access to highly sensitive information. Monaco's having that kind of access is unacceptable and cannot be allowed to stand. She is a menace to U.S. national security, especially given the major contracts that Microsoft has with the United States government. Because of Monaco's many wrongful acts, the U.S. government's recently stripped her of all security clearance, took away all of her access to national security intelligence, and banned her from all federal properties. It is my opinion that Microsoft should immediately terminate the employment of Lisa Monaco. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's a big damn deal. Literally, and this is going to get all sorts of people in the press freaking out because he's control over private companies. Nope, just basically saying, look, if you want government contracts and don't want to get shafted, you can't have security risks working for you. Lisa Monaco's days are done. And this is a big part of how the deep state's going to get removed. They're no longer going to get their cushy rewards for effing over the American people. And the companies that are doing it, we're going to see called out in plain day. And they're going to do the right thing. Microsoft will get rid of this individual. You watch. I'm surprised. Maybe it's already been reported by the time you're watching this. It probably has. Hopefully I'll talk about it tomorrow on that show. Donald Trump also truthed this. For those who are interested, and there aren't many of you, Christopher Wray was recommended to me by sloppy Chris Christie, and when Chris was in my good graces, which was a very long time ago, at a planet far, far away. The shooter has happened. We've got the situation going on in Grand Blanc. It's in Michigan at a Mormon church, Latter-day Saints church. So again, hopefully I got these in the right order. I feel like they might be a little scroochy order, but whatever. But here's the shooters supposedly crashed into this church, supposedly been taken out and taken in. Anyway, let's start here anyway.
Vehicles there trying to get a handle on this entire situation. The conditions of those victims are not known at this time, but these are the images that we're just getting into our newsroom right now, Eastern Standard Time, around 11:46 in the morning. And I do believe we're expecting a press conference of some sort at some point today. Not entirely sure on the exact timing of that, but investigators on the scene are going to be providing some more details on this very breaking and active situation happening over at Grand.
All right, this isn't very good. We'll get better stuff here. But so essentially this dude crashes his truck into a church, and then after he shoots somebody and others, I think he killed somebody and injured some, he then decided to catch fire to the church because, that's what you do. Now, this, I'm going to say, whatever the case is, okay, whatever the case is, a lot of people, it's a lefty. Might be, who knows? But they've got the two American flags in the back of an American truck. Okay, this actually kind of sort of fits a right-leaning individual. And again, violence is never okay. Generally speaking, it's not on our side of the fence. This very easily could be never okay. I don't know why they're pissed at the church, per se, especially the Latter-day Saints. Now, again, they could be, who knows, we might find out more about them. Could be dating a transgender or married to one, or it's the Mormon church, who knows, you never know. They could
he doesn't need
to married to all sorts of people. But I'm kind of actually being tongue-in-cheek. That's sort of mean to Mormon people. I don't believe polygamy is necessarily allowed anymore like it used to be back in the day. Or at least there's very few places legally where they can do this. But yeah, this guy crashed into the church and caught it on fire. Here's kind of the most recent stuff I had right before going live.
During this incident, what we know right now is that a 40-year-old suspect from Burton, he's a male, he drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Grand Blanc Township officer, where they met the suspect and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton.
It's entirely possible, too. This was a Mormon that tried caffeine for his first time and then just went off the rails. It happens. It happens. You're not ready for it, and it'll get you. Donald Trump truthed this out. I have been briefed on the horrendous shooting that took place at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The FBI was immediately on scene and will be leading the federal investigation and providing full support to state and local officials. The suspect is dead, and there is still a lot to learn. This appears to be yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States of America. The Trump administration will keep the public posted, as we always do. In the meantime, pray for the victims and their families. This epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately. Again, it's not the weapon, or not the gun, I should say, because the dude crashed his truck into the church and then went inside and did harm. No, I mean it's the person. The person's the problem. It reeks of someone on the left, I will say. I mean, it reeks, but I don't want to say that yet. I mean, I'm happy to be wrong. In fact, I'm probably going to be. But at the moment, he's got American flags. It's an American truck. It screams America, like it just does. So who knows? Who knows? I'm ready. I'll fall on that. I don't care. There's been so few on our side of the fence. We got to stay calm, though. That's for sure. Deeply concerned, congressional chairman demands Philadelphia cancel China flag raising. They're literally, we're going to do some sort of thing where they raise the communist Chinese flag in Michigan as like a way of giving respect to China. But it looks like they've been conquered, essentially, is what they're going to do. So I think this is supposed to happen Tuesday. Cancel official flag raising on Tuesday, right? There's a lot of things happening on Tuesday, by the way, but still. Raising the 5-star red flag sends the wrong message in the birthplace of American independence. I mean, this is literally the birthplace of American independence, Philadelphia. They wanted it to look like we got conquered in Philadelphia by China. This is total optics. It shouldn't happen. Anybody that lives anywhere out there, you all better make some dang noise. Trump authorizes full force in Portland as Bondi deploys anti-ANTIFA nationwide. It's time to fight. It's time to fight big time. Yeah. So, again, this is probably going to piss off Portland. I'll be honest, there's a part of me that's sort of looking forward to it. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens. Okay. Sure. Yeah. So that's that. You know? Like, I mean, we can spend more time on it. Governor of Oregon's like, there's no insurrection. There's no threat to national security, and there's no need for military troops. Are you serious? They are destroying that federal building. I want to call you a dyke.
Me and the group of elected leaders and community leaders behind me, we are in the central city of Portland, Oregon, and it is a beautiful day, and we are very happy to be here speaking with you today. In my conversations directly with President Trump and Secretary Noem, I have been abundantly clear with them that Portland and the state of Oregon believe in the rule of law, and we can manage our own local public safety needs.
No, you can't. What? Oh, you can't. Oh, and that's why. I was like, what the hell? I have a fun little habit of every once in a while hitting the cord from my earphones, my headset, and knocking it out of my ear. This time I actually literally pulled it out of the board because I put it back in my ear, and it's like, is this thing on? What? Anyway, this chick's out of control. No, you don't get how Law and Order's done, you crazy. And again, I apologize for calling her a dyke. I actually, again, I don't care about gay. I get many a friends. So I'm not trying to be mean to lesbians. I good on you. You like box. I like box. I enjoy it too. So hey, I get you. You know, we're on the same side of the fence, kind of. You know, there's a lot of dudes that like to call themselves lesbians. I might be one of them. Here's Pam Boddy telling us, under Trump's leadership, we're not playing like this anymore.
We're witnessing a new era of political violence. Assassins have tried to murder President Trump twice and tried to kill Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh. In Minnesota, legislators and even children attending Mass were gunned down in cold blood in 2 separate incidents. And an assassin targeted and murdered our friend Charlie Kirk. A sniper shot 3 people at a Texas ICE facility, and now more than 200 violent rioters were at a Chicago ICE facility chanting, "Arrest ICE, shoot ICE." At least one had a gun. We've seen this before. We saw it in Portland and with the LA riots. These are not peaceful protests. These are coordinated attacks by radical extremists, and they end now. Anyone who threatens or assaults our federal officers will be arrested and charged federally, not in some liberal state court. Same goes for anyone who's funding and aiding these extremists. You will be dismantled brick by brick. We are taking our country back. Make America safe again.
I'm like so tired of this. Like, this is where
Our country.
I'm so exhausted. You know, like, I don't even want to be serious anymore. I don't. That's the problem I think I have right now. Like, you guys know I'm like, for the most part, I suck at it anyway. And when things get really serious and really crazy, I want to make a joke. I have to because I can't stand it. Here's another example. Like, the entire time I'm listening to her be all tough talking, like, there's this other side of me that's like, I wonder if she's ticklish. Like, I fucking don't care. It's not that I don't care. I sometimes wonder what we're fighting for. I certainly know what I'm fighting against, but then I realize, and this is going to sound kind of stupid, but anybody that really gets like martial arts and stuff, you can't really fight against anything. It's like it's got to be an ebb and flow. It's got to be it's a series of movements. It's a move. It's a wave. It's you can't just Someone comes in at you hard with a baseball bat and you just throw up a stiff arm, you're going to break your arm. But if you can come away through and, like you can actually deflect, carry their energy. And so I get what they're doing. I worry about, not you guys, but like everyone else. I think I'm not alone. No, you probably weren't thinking of tickling Pam unless you're one of the 1% of you nut jobs out there that are very similar to me. Oh. But, I don't know. Fox News posted this. A Trump administration official was physically assaulted inside the United Nations Thursday afternoon during the gathering of the UN General Assembly. An HHS official was followed into a bathroom, recorded, physically assaulted, and verbally accosted by a deranged leftist at the UN, who somehow entered the venue and got past all sorts of layers of security. Was it an accident, or was it somebody that knew somebody? Again, what we're fighting against. This is not a place where you want to be brazen, I don't think. There's a place for all of it. If you feel called to that, then that's probably what you're here to do. For most of you guys that are like, I don't know what to do. Like, yeah, you don't want to go out and be like the crazy one person in the middle of the fight wearing the MAGA hat and nobody else is, right? Like, if you're not ready for that, you shouldn't do that. It's not safe. We've got a situation now where they're trying desperately to get us physical. And the more of us they hurt, they figure, the better chance they have of igniting us. If they can ignite us, this shit's done. Because we'll go crazy. We'll go buck wild. Once enough of us start the movement won't stop. And I really think that's what happened in the original Civil War. They eventually pissed off the proper people enough. And we finally got involved. And we can't let them have that. We're going to get them. I think this Portland thing is going to stop that to a large extent. I think. Federal grand jury has indicted 3 women accused of following an ICE agent home and doxing him.
Federal grand jury has indicted 3 women accused of following an ICE agent home and posting their address on social media. The Department of Justice says it's still looking for 37-year-old Cynthia Raygoza of Riverside, pictured here. According to the indictment, Raygoza, along with Ashley Brown of Colorado and Sandra Carmona Semaine of Panorama City, followed the agent from downtown Los Angeles to his personal residence last month, live streaming the entire thing. They're accused of publicly disclosing the address and telling viewers to come on down. They've each been charged with conspiracy and publicly disclosing the personal information of a federal agent. If convicted, the women could face a maximum of 5 years in federal prison for each count.
My favorite thing, and I love you guys out there, the fans, but one of the favorite things that fans try to do is they try to get some sort of info. They want something. They want to know something about you that's interesting. Give me something. I just want to know you better. And I get that. But this has always been the thought in my mind. I'm like, no, I can't. You can't. If you give people data points, they can do that. They can figure stuff out. And as much as that sounds crazy, it's like, you're just telling me a birthday. It's like, well, that's actually a significant data point, isn't it? There's a lot of us just trying to do what's best. We're trying to help as many as possible. Not even what's best, but we're trying to help as many as possible. We're trying to offer a different thought process, a different way to look at things. And for some reason, that's dangerous. Like that, it's beyond. Like if I got a gun in my hand and I'm running around doing crazy like ninja shit or whatever, like fully get it. Yeah, no, that's dangerous, man. First off, you might hurt an ankle or something when you came off that roof, when you did that triple flip over the dude and then threw a ninja star. You might get hurt for sure. I'm just a dude talking to a camera. There's not even a fucking person in the room. I'm alone right now. Many would say that's actually the worst, right? Hiding behind a camera. It's kind of true, I guess. I don't want to go out in the streets and fight people. That's not my thing. Like, I'll go out and tell jokes, have a good time, have a barbecue. You want to come over and have some burgers. You know, like, I'm up for that. That's the problem I have personally, is I don't, if someone disagrees with me, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, I don't need you to agree with me, and I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to argue with you. Like, cool. You got a different opinion. That's awesome. Like, I don't care. I don't want to change your opinion. I have mine. It's mine. It's delicious. It's fantastic. It's and I'll explain it. I can argue it. If I need to, or at least defend it if I have to. Which both of those things are things I don't like doing. But I have my reasons for who I am. I know myself very well, and no one will ever win that argument with me and try to change me into something they want. Well, that's fine. You can do what you want to do. My level of comfort is, it's a level of mastery. It's beautiful. I recommend any of you try it. I don't give a shit what people think. You shouldn't. I'm good as many people as I can, but do I let them change how No. They can, if I have a question and it's someone I respect in an area, I'll ask them questions and I'll be like, oh, and they will help, because at that moment I'm open to them. But like, just random people's opinions? No. Guys, we have to help lead. The rippling is what matters. The creating the original thought, the original love, the original wave, the original movement. That's us. Again, I'm all over the place, but again, energy's been weird lately. You guys know it. I last what was it, since Thursday? Thursday, was really fucked up. And I feel like I'm still kind of recouping from it. It's helping. My healthy home stuff, it's helping me. Got a few things going on right now, too, I think, just in that regard. And sometimes we just got to relax about shit a little bit. I think that's part of it, too. Great products, first off. I don't want to spend a lot of time. Healthy Home, danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. Stem cells, they are the cells that actually help heal your body. They're cells that can become other cells. This actually enhances your own body's ability to produce those. There's a gel, which is liquid. There's just pills that are pills, obviously, gel caps. You eat those. Within a short period of time, your stem cell count in your body goes up. You're able to heal yourself better. Balance, ladies, going through the change. It's a transdermal lotion. It helps your own body deal with this. People are raving about it and how much it's helping them. Amaze is the collagen supplement. I think it's borderline addictive. My girlfriend loves this stuff. In fact, she was just pointing out her skin the other day. She's like, you see how nice my skin looks? And I'm like, no shit. Yeah, it does. It was like on her hands this time. Like, I don't know, shit's spreading. It's like wherever her skin's at, it seems to help. But Amaze, she's doing double doses. I don't necessarily say you got to do that, but I'm telling you this. My girlfriend's looking younger. Her hair's rocking, and she's in a great place. So Amaze is a collagen. It's peptide. Best way you can do it. Prime helps expand your energy, makes your vessels bigger, and more oxygen travels through your blood vessels, and thus nitric oxide booster gives you more energy. And finally, Stem Active for your pets. It's like half the price of what you'd pay for humans, but it does the same thing that it does for us. Helps heal. Healing's at stem cells. Stem cells heal. They heal. You need cells that get jacked because of oxidation and other stuff. Stem cells are what repair it. Go to danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. That's danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. Do that healthy choice, healthy thinking, healthy living, and you'll have, exactly that. Healthy. It's a beautiful thing how it works in the big picture. New York City Medical Examiner concludes. Remember that NFL shooter that broke into the building and he ended up on the 13th floor, which happened to be NFL, and he was worried about his brain from football injuries, and it made him murderous. There was a lot of other examples of that. Well, they come to find out he had that little murderous thing going on inside of his brain. So the dude was right. And fortunately, I don't think he killed anyone, if I remember correctly, but he injured some people. He tried. U.S. is going to revoke Colombia president's visa after he literally went out on the streets of New York and urged U.S. soldiers to defy orders. The Colombian president. Yeah. So all said, they've pulled his visa. Time for him to go home, and he ain't coming back anytime soon. Donald Trump truthed this, not in regards to that, but into something different. He goes, "It was just revealed that the FBI had secretly placed, against all rules, regulations, protocols, and standards, 274 FBI agents into the crowd just prior to and during the January 6th hoax. This is different from what Director Christopher Wray stated over and over again." That's right. As it now turns out, FBI agents were at and in the January 6th protest, probably acting as agitators and insurrectionists, but certainly not as law enforcement officials. I want to know who each and every one of these so-called agents are and what they were up to on that now historic day. Many great American patriots were made to pay a very big price only for the love of their country. I owe this investigation of dirty cops and crooked politicians to them. Christopher Wray, the then director of the FBI, had some major explaining to do. That's 2 in a row, Comey and Wray, who got caught lying with our great country at stake. We can never let this happen again to America. Amen. Yeah, so Patel even says 274 agents were thrown into a crowd control they're calling it, on January 6th against FBI standards. This is what it says in their records. Crowd control. They sent FBI agents into crowd control. He says that failure was on corrupt leadership. Thanks to agents stepping up, the truth is coming out. Transparency, justice, accountability. The important thing is FBI is not good at crowd control. That's not their expertise. They don't have manpower for that. That's not what they're about. The need for crowd control, for sure. Then leading into that intelligence, for sure. That's where National Guard, or at least a lot of cops, come into play, but not FBI. So this is bullshit. Kirill A. Dmitriev. He was referring to this redheaded libertarian who's saying, what I'm hearing is Chris Wray went behind President Trump's back and embedded these 274 federal agents. They keep trying to round it up to 275, which I think is very interesting. And we're specifically 274. There's something funny going on there. There's a tug of war going on there. Those numbers matter. The fact that they're one-off matters. I feel like it's more the European deep state kind of optics want the 275. Trump 274 intentionally, just so they couldn't have their number, most likely. Less so to make it a number that's ours, but maybe, who knows. But Dmitriev calling it out, kind of, and saying, imagine what other operations the deep state is running domestically and internationally, armed with the same arrogance, the same sense of invincibility, convinced no one will ever find out. Jesse Waters, he got in a little bit of a fight with this little, I don't know, this is Kennedy, what's her name? I don't know what her name is. I don't really care, but he got in a little, Jessica Tarlov? Oh, okay, maybe if I read the thing, it might tell me what her name is. Again, still don't care. She irritates the shit out of me. So it's like I can't stand cable TV for these reasons. But Jesse Waters handles her far better than I would, and she was being a little bit of a. Is biatch wrong to say? I don't know. Whatever.
But who didn't get it? But who didn't get the pardon?
Comey missed out on the
Comey didn't get the pardon. So this is just the beginning. Everybody has to have their house in order. They got to make sure their taxes are right. They got to make sure they never lied to Congress. They have to make sure they never committed mortgage fraud. Because the difference here is these things are actual crimes. When you lie to Congress, it's a crime. When you obstruct an official investigation, that's a crime. They didn't have to bake up some fugazi, untested, unprecedented law thing like Bragg. Oh, Eric Siebert. He's basically Comey's best friend. He got stuck in there.
Is that why Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche defended him?
Is in there. And then, all of Comey's, misfits are sitting in there. You get them out of there, clean out the scum, and put real people in there to do the job.
And Bondi.
Yeah, Kash Patel's a serious guy. And all he's doing is making it right. Now, Jessica,
he said he didn't know if Epstein ever trafficked anyone.
I'm not talking about Epstein.
Guy. No, that's about Kash Patel's seriousness.
We really don't care what you guys say or what you think or how loud you're complaining, because you guys did this, you started it, and we're going to finish it.
Does this count as Jessica's time?
No.
I do want to get to an example of why.
I can't stand that woman. And I don't wish harm on her. I just, in a conversation, I would never listen to her in a conversation. I would oh, no. It'd be it's like Hillary Clinton. It's like that too. It's just sounds like crows cawing, don't like the noise. Turn the noise off. Chirp, chirp. I'll be honest, I've done this a couple times on accident. It's funny, girlfriend doesn't watch the show. I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. There's been a couple times where she was like, ba, 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 and I was just like, we were driving to dinner or whatever, and I literally, just naturally, instinctively, she didn't know I did this. She didn't catch on it. You guys might think it's funny. You might think I'm a horrible man. We'll find out. But I literally went to turn the radio down. Turn the knob. In my car's a knob. Went to turn the knob down. You know what? It didn't get any more quiet. No. And then I laughed at myself. I'm like, that doesn't work. FBI director dismisses politicians' accusations following the Comey indictment. Oh, everyone's trying to say, oh, you're just being political. He used Comey's words against them, which I think is kind of funny. I mean, almost verbatim. He changes it a teeny bit at the end, I believe. But he says career FBI agents, intel analysts, and staff led the investigation into Comey and others. They called the balls and strikes and will continue to do so. News at 11, right? Like he's like, nah, we're just they're just following the law. Nobody's above the law. We're gonna shove that up their ass so hard. Devin Nunes was on with Maria Bartiromo, and
so that's what I want to talk about. The conspiracy.
They're chatting before I was even ready for it. Now I'm gonna turn it up a little bit just so we go. It's 4:44, but yeah, they're talking about what's going on with Comey being indicted, and everyone's freaking out. But the fact of the matter is, and we know Nunes was tied into a lot of this stuff, not in a bad way, but in a good way. Back with Kash Patel and everybody else. This is comeuppance for, well, them and many of us, frankly. Got a lot of damage. A lot of damage has been done in this war, folks. A lot of damage has been done, but we are moving forward, and we're making huge strides. Here's some discussions around a few different angles.
Devin, thanks very much for being here this morning. Give us your reaction to the indictment of Jim Comey.
I think Comey should consider himself lucky, Maria. Number one, that he wasn't treated like Roger Stone was treated, who had a very similar charge where they actually raided his home at 6 a.m., drug him out. And that was before they had actually called the CNN camera so that they could go and get it all on camera. So that didn't happen to him. Secondly, what also didn't happen to him is what happened to General Flynn, where Comey himself admitted that they ambushed Flynn in the White House, charged him on very similar charges, even though the FBI agents themselves said that they didn't believe that Flynn had lied. And oh, by the way, that information had leaked out on General Flynn, that they then misled the American public about what actually General Flynn said. So look, Comey has long been a liar, a leaker. He's dishonest. He ruined the FBI. And I would just lastly say this about this indictment is, he's also going to be very lucky if there's not a superseding indictment, but I'd say most importantly, he will be lucky if there is not a grand conspiracy charge brought, which is really what should be brought against probably about 24 characters in the United States over the last 7-8 years.
So that's what I want to talk about, the conspiracy charge. Will that come, and what does that mean, the conspiracy charge? Because John Ratcliffe also brought that up to me, saying the statute of limitations does not apply if it's a conspiracy that's still going on.
Yeah, that's right. And so when you go back and look at this at 50,000 feet, what are we really talking about here? What actually happened that they were all involved in? It all goes back to really one thing, and that was that there were 30,000 emails that Clinton had that Clinton was worried would come out before the 2016 election. And then if those came out, it would make her unelectable. That's what this is all about. Everything goes back to that. And then what happened is that Comey and company and all of them got involved in the so-called Clinton plan, which, if you remember, the Clinton plan was to do what? To say that the Trump campaign was colluding with the Russians, and that's how the emails got out. It's all true. That's all happened. That's like the quintessential definition of conspiracy.
Unbelievable. So I want to know from you is who else do you believe should be indicted? You just said there should be dozens more who should be affected here. And also the chance of further charges against Jim Comey. Is it just lying and obstruction or something more? Stay right there. We want to talk about that when we come back. I'm with Devin Nunes this morning, and we'll be right back. Is number one, should there be more charges against Jim Comey? And number two, should there be more indictments? What do you think?
So on Comey, I think the answer is for this, it's very specific, and it's over whether or not he lied on this one part. The larger part is whether or not you can bring a kind of grand conspiracy case. And, people talk about, there's the law, which is, lying to Congress, lying to the FBI, but there's also a term in there called misleading. And what a lot of these guys did is they made up things using intelligence that didn't exist, but acted like they knew something that actually wasn't there, and they lied and misled the American people. And by doing that, all the times they testified before Congress, the Senate, they lied over and over and again with this, oh, we've seen something, we can't tell you about it because it's classified. But what do we now know by everything that's been declassified is that they didn't have any intelligence on Russia colluding with Trump. In fact, the only intelligence that they had is that the Russians were very well aware of Clinton's plan, and they actually not only thought Clinton was going to win, but likely preferred that she would win. So going back to the cover-up of her missing emails, that, by the way, are still missing, they all got involved in this plan. They all got the FBI exercise. They were able to go spy on the Trump campaign. They were able to then get the Mueller witch hunt going that then led to the Ukraine. Remember, that dies off. Then you have the fake whistleblower and the Ukraine impeachment. I mean, that needs a whole investigation in and of itself. We now know the latest information that happened on January 6th now with, agents that were out there, the pipe bombs, all this other stuff that is, who broke the windows that I asked when I was in Congress. I really wanted to know that. But most importantly, Maria, who's the victim in this? The victim is President Trump and his family.
Yeah.
They raided
right.
Mar-a-Lago. That's a problem, and we need answers to that.
Devin, thanks very much.
Victims are country, too. I mean, right? I mean, so bad. List, American Thinker put this out. This is from Government Gangsters. James Comey's number 1. Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Bill Priestep, Lisa Page, Agent Otten, Kevin Kleinsmith, Fiona Hill, Charles Dolan, Igor Danchenko. That's 11's Christopher Steele, by the way. Mark Elias, 13. Anyone else jump out? Jake Sullivan's in there. Hillary Clinton, James Clapper, John Brennan. And they're way down after those top 10. It's very interesting. James Comey's number 1, though. Interestingly, I'm just saying. Friend asked. The Department of Justice has just subpoenaed the travel records of Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis. New York Times reporting this, so whatever. We'll find out if it's actually true. Things are really heating up now, apparently. Federal investigators are seeking the records pertaining to Willis's travels abroad in the weeks leading up to the show. Up to all the bullshit. So they're going to find out, because I think they're going to see that she was traveling with her beau, and I think that's going to get her in all sorts of trouble. Just all sorts of trouble. All sorts of trouble. So it'll be fun. Bondi's DOJ opposes Missouri's Second Amendment Preservation Act. This is an interesting conundrum, actually, I think. So Missouri, when Biden was in charge, they're a red state, they're conservative, and they basically passed a law that said, look, we're not going to let our state officials help your ATF take people's guns away. Huh? Huh? Oh, yeah. It's okay then, right? But now they're talking about the same problem with state officials helping immigration officials. What a conundrum, huh? You can't help ATF, but you should help ICE. Legally, we got a huge problem in that regard. That's kind of interesting. I mean, again, put in the comments. Have a debate. I mean, be nice to each other, but I think it's interesting. So Pam Bondi's fighting Missouri. I know. I think it's an interesting question. Bragg drops charges against women who attack pro-life advocates. This is literally a lady. This lady, she's larger. She's larger than Marger. Literally just walks up and punches this lady in the face. Damn. Just punches her. Goes Mike Tyson. She was let out of jail. The charges were dropped against her. Nothing happened at all. She literally punched a chick in the face because she was talking about anti-abortion. She was being told, like, chill, asked the chick a question. She got triggered. Again, do what you want to do, man. But if you're going to put yourself in harm's way because you feel like this is the thing you're supposed to do, understand you're putting yourself in harm's way. That's not just a ha-ha kind of thing. It's legitimately bitches get stitches, or snitches get stitches. Sorry. Well, in some cases, both, I guess. And I'm not saying she's a bitch. She's probably a very nice lady. I don't mean that like that. They both rhyme, though. That's unfortunate. Yeah, sure is. Newsom attacks Stephen Miller, calls him a fascist. We haven't learned yet, have we? No. They're not stopping. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't be examples. You should be examples everywhere you go. If you want to wear, You know, your MAGA hat to the grocery store, go for it. Like, I mean, just understand in the parking lot, pay attention to what's around you. Especially ladies. You guys are most guilty of not paying attention to what's going on around you. I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's just statistically true. They're calling names to anybody. They get triggered. The other side, it's already been baked into them. It's been going on for a long time. That MAGA hat literally triggers them. Some of you, that makes some of you want to put it on. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm actually telling you the opposite, frankly. And I know it does the opposite because it triggers some of you. And I'm not trying to trigger our people. Well, I'm going down a bad path right here, but it's weird how it works on both sides. Certain things rattle people in a weird, right? And that's just, we have to stop, one, hurting each other. We can't even get along with each other. Like, we're so not civilized. We are so not an intelligent civilization. No intelligent civilization kills each other. That's stupid. And we have a hard time with that. Again, I'm just so baffled. Newsom, you're a leader and you're making it worse. It's part of my exhaustion too. It's just like, wow, man. So Newsom and the Bass fine, and Mayor Bass, they're fining fire victims now in the Palisades fire area. Hundreds of Palisades residents who lost their homes in the wildfires are now being slapped with $750 fines from the Los Angeles Fire Department. Survivors say they received non-compliance notices demanding brush clearance on properties. First off, these were neighborhoods in the middle of the city. There's no brush issues. So now they're punishing them further. This is Bass, this is Newsom, this is communism. I mean, truly Bass for sure. She's pro-communist so much. Yeah, oops, that's not what I'm... So a majority of digital ads, what's this? Electric bills. Yeah, so this is going to be a big deal in the midterms. There's nothing that the deep state can do about it at this point. They are so screwed. There's so much expense right now in electricity, and I've talked about how this is a big part of the inflation that nobody's paying attention to. It's not in the system. When they talk about inflation, they don't talk about energy. They should be. I'm not going into a commercial. I'm just saying the electric bills right now. Pivotal issues in Pennsylvania's midterms. Yeah, for sure. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, like these states over there, they use each other's energy. And it's gotten extraordinarily expensive because they've gone so heavy into the green bullshit. You know, here we are. Still, weather's not changed any. It's not any better. We're doing all this nonsense. It's not necessarily got any worse per se. I mean, a little erratic, I guess. I don't know. Not much. I think people try to make it out more than it actually is. Like today, I don't know, we're oddly cloudy, which is strange. So it's, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of snapping back to normal, frankly, or whatever normal was going to be. New Jersey's tightening governor race. They're getting worried. Deep State's getting very worried. This Republican person is coming a long way. The polls are suggesting it's like 3 points difference, but, you know, come on. They're saying that because they want to make it feel like there's a chance. I'm saying it because I want you guys to get out there and vote if you, for some reason, live out in that area. New Jersey's a mess. A mess, I tell you. Illegal stuff. Illegal immigrant type stuff. Trump admin restricts immigrant access to commercial driver's licenses. Those CDLs are taken away from them. We've actually got a school district superintendent. I'm not trying to poke fun. Dude's, you know, kind of reminds me of some actors that have actually been out there. But he's an illegal migrant. He's now been detained by ICE. Curious why and what and whatever, but he's not here legally. And he's probably, he's an illegal alien from Guyana. He's got a weapons, history of weapons-related charges. Anyway, dude's got some problems. And he's a school's district superintendent. We've been infiltrated, folks. It's just we're undoing it. Transport Secretary Sean Duffy, isn't that what this was? Yeah, they're restricting access. I don't need to bring that up again. That would be redundant. Nigel Farage, though, he's talking about getting rid of all the immigration problems that are going on. Here's the thing. This is the award-winning, sauce. This is the recipe. England's going to figure it out before Europe. Why? Because England was smart enough to get the fuck out of Europe. Now England has... I've been talking to a couple of my English friends, and they're going through their moment right now. This is their moment. This is their Joe Biden moment, I guess. And so Farage, when he comes in and their crazy-ass version of what government is, he's going to have such a larger proportion of parliament that he's going to be able to do crazy shit without anybody having a vote at all, pretty much. They can overdo anybody. And that's likely what's going to happen because people are so pissed off about what's going on with the immigration, with the gang rapes that are going on, with the fact that they'll just cancel you from Wise fuckers. Yeah, that company sucks dick. Anyway, am I bitter? Yes, I will be. I'm going to probably be bitter about them motherfuckers for a long time. We're going to talk about Wise in a shit way every chance I get. Why? Because you canceled me, Wise. That's the only reason I have this opinion. Fuck you. English company. Fuckers. Farage Reform Party on course. I hope this keeps showing up in their feed. Fuck's faces. Farage's Reform Party on course to win 311 seats in Parliament. And by the way, if you live in Europe and that somehow made you angry, I'm sorry. I didn't try to anger you. That was never my intention. Just think Wise sucks balls. And they should have a big, fat, hairy sack shoved in their mouth. That's all. Europe. Just in case. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. That would be horrible. That's hate speech. That's not okay. Farage Reform Party, yeah, they're going for it. We'll see. 311 seats, I guess they said. We'll see. I don't know what that means, kind of. They have a lot of seats. They got hundreds and hundreds. It's kind of like our Congress, except they're a tiny-ass area compared to the United States, and they have way more people that seem to be voting. President Trump now plans to attend the gathering of the U.S. military's top generals in Quantico. This is very interesting. Everyone's trying to play this down they're just trying to get them on board, just anti-DEI or what. They're just making shit up, right? This Trump showing up? No, this is war. This is war. Heavy war is being declared. He brought in 800 major players, admirals and generals, I believe. This is war. Whatever happens here over the next few weeks is going to be life-changing on this planet. One way or the other. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell considers a bid for the Minnesota Governors. Hell yeah, we've talked about this before. Good on you, Mike. We'll talk about you positively if you do, even if you're not allowed to talk to me anymore. Yep, even if you're not allowed to talk to me anymore. I get you. It's all right. I want you guys to go to mypillow.com/OTF. Take advantage of it while we still can. Yeah. While Mike Lindell's still able to wave the magic wand. Ka-ching! Free shipping over $100. That's awesome. And you get a bunch of digital coupons. $100 worth of that. Incredible. On orders $100 and more, right? So it's the 100 tripled out kind of, but it's $100 gets you all sorts of magic. Best towels ever. They got the 6-piece. They're back in stock. Best towels ever, right? They are, you will be amazed. Ladies, if you put your hair up in a towel and you've never used a MyPillow towel, these towels are incredible. You'll be pissed the first time you use them. It'll dry your hair more than you're used to. That's just what they do. They're amazing. They've got the box pillows, super cheap. They've got the percale sheets still. Closeout sale, $29.88, any size, any color, so long as they're in stock. You might have to settle at this point. The sale's been open a while, but $29.88 for king size sheets. Most likely those are the ones that are sold out. You should check though. You should check because again, regular you're talking 120 or something like that with the percale. I think Giza's are around 160. Right now we got for them $69.98. That's where they start. The Giza sheets. I'm telling you, $29.88. It's not the same level of sheet, but they're a really nice sheet, deep pockets, well made. It'll last many, many, many washes. They're just not the high super thread count. I mean, the Giza sheets are incredible. Totally different game. $29.88. Kids sheets, yeah, for sure. You shouldn't pay full price for their sheets. Get out of here. That's crazy. They're gonna pee on them anyway. Slippers, $39.98. Getting that awesome slipper. These are going out of stock, so get them while you can. Think Christmas. I love it. Go to mypillow.com/OTF. We got this Rev 7, 30% off that. Free shipping typically, but if you hit that $100 mark, you should try it. It's an amazing amount of energy. The flavor's incredible. There's like nothing in it. Like as far as the ingredients on the can, it's like, what? Like even salt was like, 100 milligrams? It was super low. I think 200 is considered low sodium. It was way below that. No sugar. Has this, it's the chemical that your body produces when, like, if you don't eat and you go work out, your body kind of produces chemically energy. It has to, because otherwise you're going to just fall down, you know? And that's what it's got in it. It's got a version of that. So I don't know. It's interesting how it works. It works really well. And you don't get the highs and lows because your body's used to it. So it's good stuff. It's really cool. And the flavors are out of this world. Green one, green apple, obviously, lemonade. And my favorite, honestly, is the blue one, the blue citrus. That is delicious. Delicious. Beach sale towels, it's, again, 50% off. Their towels are just incredible. They're really big, too. They're like full-size towels. I mean, they're pretty awesome. They're probably 5+ feet long, but they're a good wide. I mean, they're big enough. I mean, if you're, I don't know, 5.5. There are probably some dimensions if you go in there, but they're good-sized towels. And, of course, if you love your dogs, you get them a dog bed. Otherwise, you just probably don't love your dog anyway. Go to mypillow.com/OTF. mypillow.com/OTF. Help Mike Lindell win his governorship. Get that state back. Make Minnesota great again. I don't know how they'd say that. That was like 3 accents in one. That was so sad. That was sad. 20th win. SCOTUS is going to let Trump withhold the $4 billion in foreign aid, this USAID pullback money. Yeah, they're letting them do it. So the Supreme Court, though closed, is still making announcements. Have you guys noticed that too? How that seems weird? Because they're not quite open yet. They're supposed to be, I think, October 1st, but they're making announcements. It's all said they're allowing him to do it. Also, Climate Crusade partners with media and educates the court. There's this company. I don't know if I have it highlighted or is it? It is something I can hopefully find. There's a company that is quote unquote nonpartisan, and it's the one that informs courts. Well, they have a program for it now, and it also informs news, informs politicians, all this stuff, right? So this company, which I'm desperately trying to find, I think I would have highlighted it. That would have been smart. The Tiffany Network's reporting might sometimes seem controversial. It's down here further. Chris Spencer. There it is. Climate Central. That's it. I think it's Climate Central. Climate Central. Climate Central is the company. And so these guys are like pushing the climate stuff via the courts, so the courts will side with them. And they're pushing it in other directions. Again, it's kind of like the way the communist thing kind of works in general, but they're working it from many angles. We're being attacked. I don't think it's China. I think it's too easy. It's the deep state, unquestionably, but it's crazy. China's getting shafted, by the way, with their green dreams, because Trump basically put a hold on that, a big giant hailstorm on their solar panel industry. So China invested heavily in and it was something like a quarter of their GDP last year was the green shit. And Trump just smashed that down. Chinese oil imports target shadow fleet tankers. For some reason, they're locking down on ships that are older. Anything that's 31 years or older. I don't know if it's because they're worried about... I don't know. I mean, people are saying it's because they don't want the shadow fleets coming in. I have a hard time believing that's... maybe they're actually worried about polluting their own area, maybe, because those older fleets probably leak. I don't know. I'm tripping on this one a little bit. They passed this law, whatever the case is. That is the rule, and so shall it be. J.D. Vance wants to cut. I didn't mean that. He wants to cut. Yeah, there's no N in that word. That's funny. I'm going to leave that in there, too. I'm going to leave that word in there because I accidentally said it, and that was totally an accident, and that just makes it even funnier. But yes, he wants to cut. money, not keep spending the same, but not certainly add spending with this whole problem we've got going on with the deep state Schumer and these guys trying to, take money away, right? They're like, oh, we want to add spending. He's like, no, that's not even going to happen. So the Republicans are trying to keep the government open and put interests of Americans first, but we're certainly not willing to add money to the big thing. I'll let him do his little thing he was on with whoever she is on Fox.
Last question, Vice President. This government shutdown issue looming next week. How do you see this? And are you opposed to a shutdown, or do you think there would be advantages to that potentially?
Well, look, we don't want to shut down the government, Martha, but it's really up to the Democrats. Under our system, you need 60 Senate Democrats to vote for the clean continuing resolution that the president and House Republicans have put forward. I think it's preposterous, Martha. And I think the American people really should pay attention to the fact that Democrats are threatening to shut down the entire government because they want to give hundreds of billions of dollars of health care benefits to illegal aliens. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a political party actually advertising the fact that they want to shut down every essential function of government, and they want to use that as leverage so that they get more money for illegal alien health care benefits. It's such a stark contrast between Republicans who are trying to put the interests of the American people first and Democrats who I think would want to take money from the American people to give benefits to illegal aliens. We don't want to shut down the government, but if Democrats refuse to just pass this clean continuing resolution, that's exactly what's going to happen, and I think the Democrats are going to bear the responsibility for it.
All right, we'll see what happens. Vice President Vance, thank you very much. Good to have you with us on Fox News.
Britt Burr over there. Shannon Bream, I guess was her name. Schumer's, they're trying to come together. Trump's going to meet with them tomorrow, Monday. Today, maybe for some of you. He's going to meet with them. The magic four. We'll see what happens. But, the government shutdown is October 1st, folks, Wednesday. Unless something magical happens, they're seriously running out of time. And he's not gonna give them anything. He's like, we're not spending any extra money. Maybe we'll get rid of less things for a second, but we're not adding any money. No. Shut down the government. Fine. We dare you. Go for it. We're gonna win this. We got you. All day long. And so we'll see what happens. Boeing gains on a report of FAA move to ease the 737 MAX deliveries. Apparently, they're opening up their ability to move those craft. So, again, we'll see what happens. Gold and silver, we'll see where at the moment. We're looking at gold's just under 3,800 right now, 3,789. Again, not doing the commercial right now, though. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Get out of it. Silver's at 46 freaking 36. 46.36. Holy shit. It went up $8 basically in, I don't know, a few months. I mean, that's just crazy. When you look at the actual comparative of the price of what it is, and there's still a lot of people are saying, look at that jump in this graph. That's crazy. Silver's definitely something. If you can get some, get some. That's for sure. If you can, it's worth it. At this point, it's going to go up higher, but it's obviously you're missing some of the fun. Home health care has been slammed for 46% premium hikes, crushing small business. We'll play this because I think a lot of us live this pain. I literally don't have benefits because how expensive it is. It is extraordinarily expensive, and I don't use them. And if I have to, which rarely when I do, I'll pay cash because it's cheaper. And if something, God forbid, major happens, then I'll rack up a big bill and go bankrupt on it, whatever I have to do. But I'm not paying this kind of monthly insanity for benefits. It's stupid expensive. I mean, this can't continue. But anyway, here's someone, I don't know, this chick works for a company, probably a private, whatever.
At my small business, I have less than 20 employees. I have 11 enrolled in United Healthcare. So we just got our renewal information. So we have 11 employees that are they just insure themselves. We have one that does them and their spouse. We have 2 that does employee and child, and we have 1, that's me, that enrolls their family. So my family, it consists of my husband, myself, and our 2 young daughters. Okay, currently we pay $1,268 a month in premiums. So what premiums do is it just gets you access to the plan, okay? It's not any of your health insurance costs. we experienced for this year's renewal, so in 1 year, we had a 46.53% increase. Now for my family of 4 to have access to their health plan is $1,900 a month. That's $23,000 a year. We're all completely healthy. I don't really do the whole go to the doctor thing. We use it as we truly need it. I've got some real trust issues. But riddle me where the average family is getting $23,000 to pay for their premium. That's not to mention that once they actually have a health event, they have to reach their $5,000 deductible before the plan pays anything. It's so disturbing. So let's say that I had a health event where I broke my arm. I'd be paying the $23,000 in premiums, and then I'd have to pay another $5,000, so we're at $28,000 before I receive any assistance from this plan that I paid $23,000 to be a part of. Oh, sure, it does pay for my wellness visits where they'll inject my kids with A, B, and C. So that's great. No thanks. Ridiculous. This, United Healthcare, you should be ashamed. This is embarrassing, and this is not accessible for American families or small businesses, because as a business, I pay part of this for my employees. I pay 50%. An individual rate went from $441 to $645. That's a problem for them. That's a problem for me. It's a problem.
People don't realize, like, bosses, it's extraordinarily expensive to offer benefits, and people are like, you should give me benefits. It's like, it costs hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Again, I mean, they make $1 billion profit. Sure. I get it. U.S. nears the highest cancer rate around the world, literally. Not quite the highest, close. I think Norway, 358, is 375 somewhere, whatever that is. They're the highest, right? But we're close, 346 in Canada, 367 in the U.S. Damn close to the highest cancer rates in the world. Now, it is funny because Canada, U.S., these are per like 100,000 or whatever, per 100,000. So it's all apples to apples when it comes to numbers. 346 in Canada, 367 U.S. were horrible. And then you get over what? Norway, UK, Ireland, France, right? These are the other really bad ones. And whatever this, I don't know what this is. Sorry, guys. My geography sucks. Whatever's right above this. But yes, we've got some pretty bad up there. And they are, it's all, I think, certainly Western medicine, certainly heavy vaccine areas. Again, not saying the right, wrong, and different, just saying these are heavier vaccinated areas. So Russia's surprisingly high, 248. They got a lot of nuclear stuff, maybe. I don't know. Russia, I mean, they're a lot lower than us, reasonably speaking. I mean, by almost, by a third almost. Still. Where are we? Almost done, guys, almost done. UK goes Orwellian with mandatory digital ID and biometric tracking. You guys are, again, people are freaking out. A couple friends I got out there are like, we're not having this. They're showing some pretty crazy stuff. We're definitely not on board. People are pissed off at Starmer for trying to push this. First off, this is being pushed because they've got an immigrant problem. The immigrant problem was caused by them. So now they're creating a digital ID to fix the immigrant problem that they created, which is just going to entrap, the legal people. You get it, because the immigrants aren't going to check in with this stupid thing. I'm not going to play this dumbass talking about it. Fuck this fucker. Sorry. Petition against UK mandatory digital ID soars. Over 1 million signatures so far. Keir Starmer. Sounds so German to me still every time I hear that. Keir Starmer. It feels like it's like there should be a sig. What is the Heil anyway? I don't even know what that part means. But I feel like Keir Starmer should somehow be in that gesture. Not that it's okay. I think it's wrong. But he just, I don't know. He reeks of white supremacists. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Scratch and sniff. It was a weird one I got this week. Yeah, nasty. What do we do? We got Kremlin responding to Zelensky. Got a little bit of a war thing trying to end over there. Best we're hearing, trying to end. Kremlin attacked the shit out of him, though. Hardcore. I think there was an attack. Yeah, Zelensky's threatening President Putin. He says they're going to use long-range weapons. That somehow he's asking us for tomahawks. He's like, hey, America, give us tomahawks. We'll use them. You're such a fucking idiot, Zelensky. If we hand you, we might as well just launch them ourselves. Why do we need to hand them to you? It's the same fucking thing. At least we'll save ourselves a whole lot of nightmare on that. Fuck, so stupid. U.S. Navy, they put on they're calling it a light show, but I think they launched 2 of our Trident II D5 ballistic missiles. These have a range of 7,500 miles. Now, FYI, they're technically hypersonic also. Many people are like, what? You're making it up. No, these are intercontinental. So when they get up into space to do that, you're going multiple levels of Mach. And as you come down, it's all an issue of how much the air slows you down as you're entering. So I don't know, that's up in the air. These things are kind of old, so my guess is they're... But they've got multiple independent warheads. Those could be very aerodynamic and even maneuverable. And those can probably be updated easily. So whatever the case is, we were showing off our abilities. Mach 24, by the way. Mach 24. 24 times the speed of sound. 7,500 mile range. We're like, yeah, these are submarines, fuckers. We can get you too. So there's a balance in the world happening right now. Russia knows it. China knows it. We know they can hurt us. Everybody knows. Everybody's like, all right. With the exceptions of Iran and Pakistan and some of these other, we've got artillery. We'll shoot. We've got short range weapons. We'll shoot them at you. Shut the fuck up. We'll hit you from like so far away you won't even know. Like our B-2 bombers hit Iran. You didn't even know. You had no idea we were going to. You had no idea we were in the process of doing it. You had no idea we did it until moments after we had done it. It was past tense before you were ever involved. So, yeah, again. Lukashenko says Putin is ready to unveil a peace plan. I like it because I think they have the buffer now. And I think what Putin was going for. He's like, the buffer's going to be on the Ukrainian side. He's going to take extra land, and then he's going to offer it back to him as a buffer and keep the part he wanted to keep all along. So I very, very much believe that's what Putin was always trying to do. Trump's been pissed it's taken as long as it has, and he's had to kind of play his games for the bullshit. But I think that's actually where we're at. So Kiev says we're going to lose Ukraine if it doesn't accept Moscow's terms. I mean, a lot of people are realizing this is, if you're literally going to keep pushing, everyone's like, Ukraine can win this. No, you can't. And Russia knows that. And Trump was just being a dick with the paper tiger comment. He was just pissed. I don't know. Maybe he got a bad Diet Coke or something, right? Got a little frazzled, fuck Putin. Just decided to tired of the shit. And I don't blame him. There's a little of that always. And finally today, just to round out the peace and harmony going on in Ukraine and Russia, they pounded them in Kyiv with almost 600 drones and mass attack. Bunch of missiles, bunch of drones. My favorite part of these stories, always. Ukraine's military said that Russia launched 595 drones and 48 missiles overnight. And its air defenses shot down 568 drones and 43 missiles. So, you got to do the math after the stories. You're like, all right, so there's been about 28 drones made it through and about 5 missiles. I don't think that's true. It feels weird. It's kind of like, obviously, Ukraine's got to say some shit got through because there's smoke and fire, And then, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if Russia ever tells us. He's like, yeah, we shot the 22,000 missiles and 14 of them made it. I don't think they tell us either. Whatever. I think the final story. Iran publishes alleged leak of Israeli nuclear sites. The secret files. There's so many secret files Iran's been leaking. You guys been keeping tabs on this. Again, I'm not trying to say they're not true. I'm not trying to spin this at all. They've had supposedly pictures about the Epstein stuff with Trump. They stole a bunch of our intelligence. They stole a bunch of Iranian nuclear information, right? Somehow Iran hacked a whole bunch of really important stuff, and they've just been dripping it out. Dripping it out. And so, I mean, again, we're supposed to believe them. I mean, I don't believe them ever. Like, first thing's no, don't believe. So, and then second's like, all right, what are you going to say? Let's hear it. I'm ready. I'm sitting down. So we'll see. Be wary. We're in an information war. So many people on both sides of the fence, certainly our side of the fence, bunch of people that are even, all over the place in my world, are quick to kind of, I think, jump down rabbit holes and maybe quick to grab onto stuff and, whatever. It's cool. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's not. But they, early progress into stuff sometimes isn't necessarily a good thing. Being the first isn't necessarily the best. Sometimes it's better to be sort of even keeled. And you'll find that you don't actually fall for some stuff that others do. So just take a breath when stuff happens. Be smart about it. Don't assume you got to figure it out before everybody else. You don't. Hear what people say. Keep your mind open. Use whatever info God provides to you, and hopefully make some great choices. I love you guys, man. It's been a week. I'm kind of glad I'm getting to redo my Thursday show just because it gives me 1 week where I don't have to voice over that, and that's actually just, I don't know, it's a number of hours that I don't have to, well, it's not hours, but it's a bunch of time I don't have to. I just, man, it's weird. I don't know how you guys feel. It's been a trippy couple weeks. Since the Charlie Kirk thing, there's been a heavy weight, I think, on a lot of our hearts. And so, yeah. Take a deep breath. We'll get through this. But we've got more to go. It's not over. Again, take a break. Sit down if you have to. That's to me, too. Who knows? Maybe I'll take a day off this week. We'll see. It's possible. I've been thinking about it. Be strong, guys. I love you. I'm not quitting by any stretch, but sometimes we push hard. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle.